St Pancras Hospital is the headquarters of Camden Provider Services Rehabilitation Service. The service is renowned for its ability to handle all aspects of rehabilitation, combining a large community team known as REACH with extensive inpatient services. Referrals for both inpatient and community rehabilitation are made to Carrick, the central referral point based at St Pancras. 9:30 AM and the Carrick screener receives a phone call from a referrer at one of the acute hospitals in Camden about a man who's had a stroke and would benefit from neurological rehabilitation delivered by the St Pancras team.
Admissions coordinator, Jen speaking.
It's Mr. Ansongo. He had a left-sided hemiplegia.
Okay, well why don't you send that on through to me?
The next call to Carrick comes from a local doctor. A woman has fallen badly and may need the team's assistance today to help her manage at home and prevent her going to hospital.
It sounds as though she'd be suitable for our rapid response team. I've told the GP that we'll take the case on.
Okay, we'll give her a call now.
As the team head off to their first call of the day, the inpatient team's referral has just arrived. Paul Onsongo is a 60-year-old man who's had a stroke, which affects his speech and the movement on the left-hand side of his body. On arrival at St Pancras, Paul is admitted to Oakwood Ward for neurological rehabilitation, where he's greeted by the admissions coordinator, Jen. It's Jen's job to make Paul feel welcome and to explain how his rehabilitation at St Pancras will work. She also explains about some of the personal choices that the unit can provide. Next, Paul is greeted by Dawn, who's the ward sister on Oakwood. As the senior nurse for neurological rehabilitation, Dawn has the responsibility for ensuring that Paul is cared for in a way that provides him with a high level of privacy and dignity, and that his needs are at the centre of the care and support that the St Pancras team will give him. Meanwhile, the REACH Rapid Response team arrive at Mary's home to see what immediate help they can offer, and whether she could remain at home with short-term support.
Hello Mrs Bloom, my name's Rebecca. I'm the nurse from Camden REACH Rapid Response Team. Okay, your GP contacted us and asked us to come and see you. And I think what I'm going to do is just take a few tests and see what's going on, if that's okay with you.
Yes, that's fine.
Mary's husband Fred also has a history of COPD, and he may also require some support in caring for Mary and dealing with his condition. Back at St Pancras, the multidisciplinary team, comprised of medical consultant Natasha, physiotherapist Narissa, speech and language therapist Jasmine, and social worker Hugh, have all spent time with Paul to find out how the stroke has affected him and to listen to what he'd like to achieve during his admission, and are now discussing their plans for how to achieve this. Planning can also begin for home visits in the future and any additional community-based support Paul may need from the REACH team. The multidisciplinary team will also quickly assess any other services that Paul may need, such as a social care package or district nursing. The plans made at this MDT meeting will be reviewed with Paul and his daughter Marge as his rehabilitation progresses to ensure that meeting his needs is still at the centre of the team's efforts. As part of his rehabilitation program, Paul undertakes a specific therapy program delivered by Narissa, his physiotherapist, and Joanita, his occupational therapist. This is aimed at improving the function of his left arm and his ability to safely transfer himself between his wheelchair and other seats such as the toilet or armchair.
Now that you're sitting, has the pain gone away or is it still
It's
there?
a bit relaxed, but it's still there, right?
Paul also takes part in the service's upper limb group, run by Morris, one of the therapy assistants, where he and other patients work on improving the function of their arms and shoulders, whilst at the same time enjoying the atmosphere of the group. The REACH team are giving just as much thought to how to support Mary and Fred after Mary's recent referral to the Rapid Response team. After discussions with both of them, the social worker has developed a personal program for Mary which includes daily visits for a short period by care-linked healthcare support workers and the provision of essential equipment such as a commode. Access to specialised support groups are suggested for the future. Fred could attend the pulmonary rehabilitation program, and Mary, when she's feeling better, the Staying Steady Falls program. Mary is now well enough to join the Falls program. She'll be seen at the St Pancras Clinic by a specialist doctor, a geriatrician, and is attending one of the Falls groups in Camden. This one is in a gym at St Pancras Hospital, and there are groups held in 2 other sites in Camden. Fred has decided to join the pulmonary rehabilitation program. These will be twice-weekly sessions lasting for 6 weeks. Fred has a choice of attending at one of 3 different sites in Camden. Both of these offer exercise and discussion in small groups with a specialist speaker each week. These groups are designed to help Fred and Mary minimise risks in the future and help them to be more independent. Once Fred and Mary have completed their rehabilitation programs, the REACH team make a final visit to their home. Here they make sure they're comfortable with the advice and care they've received and that they feel confident about managing in the future.
Please do ring us. We're more than happy to see you again if it's appropriate.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for all the help.
That's right, it's been a pleasure.
Paul is leaving Oakwood Ward today and is heading back to his own home. He's made good progress with most of his goals and will have continued support at home from REACH and other Camden Provider Services such as District Nursing. If you'd like to find out more about our rehabilitation services, visit www.camdenproviderservices.nhs.uk or call Carrick on 0845 900 0684.